Hello, I'm Caleb Havanka, and welcome to the Morningstar Journal News Weekly Roundup, where we discuss the top 5 news articles of the week. Number 5. Ukraine allegedly attacked fuel depot in Russia. Governor of Belgrade, Vyacheslav Gladkov, claimed that Ukrainian forces used 2 helicopters to attack a fuel depot in Russia. Belgrade is a Russian city 25 miles away from the Ukrainian border. Rosneft, the Russian oil company attacked, said no one was hurt in the fire when the bombs erupted. However, Ukrainian authorities have not confirmed Gladkov's allegations. Instead, Ukraine denies responsibility for the attack. This is very interesting because if these allegations are true, we are seeing Ukraine take the fight to Russia on their soil, which, it would have been unthinkable months ago or even weeks ago to predict that. And, but sometimes the best defense is a good offense. So we shall see what happens next. Number 4, Ohio Republicans introduce parental rights bill. 2 Ohio House Republicans introduced a bill on Monday similar to Florida's parental rights in education law. The legislation would ban instruction regarding sexual orientation and gender identity for kindergarten through 3rd grade. Representative Gene Schmidt said, quote, "The classroom is a place that seeks answers for our children without political activism, and parents deserve and should be provided a say in what is taught to their children in schools," end quote. I think we are seeing with these laws being passed and enacted a retaking of the mountain of education. And this is actually really encouraging for me, and it should be for you, because I think more states like Ohio are going to be following in Florida's footsteps here. Number 3, Biden administration encourages sex surgery for transgender minors. The Biden administration has released a series of documents encouraging gender reassignment surgery and hormone treatments for children. The documents describe what it calls appropriate treatments for transgender adolescents, including, quote, top surgery to create male-typical chest shape or enhance breasts, and bottom surgery, surgery on genitals or reproductive organs, facial feminization, or other procedures, end quote. Biden told parents of transgender children that, quote, affirming your child's identity is one of the most powerful things you can do to keep them safe, end quote. I actually agree with Joe Biden's last statement. Parents do need to affirm their child's identity, but it's their identity in Christ, the identity God has assigned to them at birth, not the perverted identity parents or the culture tries to assign them. The moral depravity of this administration is truly breathtaking. So Lord, either save them or remove them for the sake of the children. Number 2, wave of migrants expected if Biden lifts Title 42. The Biden administration announced recently it will lift Title 42 that allowed Border Patrol agents to quickly expel migrants. Border Patrol agents say they will be overwhelmed with asylum seekers when the Center for Disease Control lifts this order. Biden has received public criticism from Republicans and Democrats for his mismanagement of the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. Arizona Democrat Senator Mark Kelly said, quote, "This is a crisis, and in my estimation, because of the lack of planning from the administration, it's about to get worse," end quote. Now, why in the world would Biden lift this measure if he and his colleagues are so adamant in claiming they want to protect Americans from COVID? With this lifted, it's going to make it easier for hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of untested, unvaccinated people who will illegally flood into the country. How is that protecting Americans from COVID? He has no problem protecting Americans from, unvaccinated Canadians. He has no problem keeping them out of the country for, COVID measures. But when it comes to the southern border, it's a whole other standard. The hypocrisy is very resounding. And finally, number 1, Lawmakers request Biden to allow farming of conserved lands amid fears of food shortage. World leaders are preparing for an expected global food shortage due to the disruption of wheat production and trade caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Known as the breadbasket of Europe, Russia and Ukraine produce more than a quarter of the wheat supply for the entire world. Biden officials acknowledge that the conflict could cause famines and crises overseas. Lawmakers are requesting that Biden allow farming of conserved lands to increase food output. Chris Reed, who is the acting president of Morningstar Ministries, he had a dream related to this a couple weeks ago that I highly encourage people to go and listen to. You can go on YouTube, and if you just type in Morningstar SOS, an urgent dream given to Chris Reed, you will find it. But as Christians, we do not live in fear. We trust in the Lord and His provisions, but we also want to do our part and make sure we do our part by preparing the best that we can. Well, that will wrap up our news roundup. I hope you all enjoyed. If you wish to stay informed on current events, please go ahead and visit our website at morningstarjournal.com. You can follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, Getter, and Telegram. Just type in Morningstar Journal News and you'll find us. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Rumble page at Morningstar Journal News. Thanks again for watching. I'm Caleb Havanka, and stay tuned for next week's News Roundup.